Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today is the first day of me trying to make a guide regarding of which character you should be pulling for when it comes to Nikke. Okay, now obviously Nikke is not the full name of this game, and I'm not gonna try to say the full name of this game anyway. So when it comes to Nikke, there are a lot of characters, and when there are a lot of characters, obviously some of them are gonna be good and some of them are gonna be bad. Now the reason I am making this video is because I am eventually gonna make this video, but also when I went to the unofficial version of the Nikke Discord server, I realized that there were some importance that were missing from the information from the other YouTubers. Okay, so what were the informations that were missing? Well, let me explain them one by one. First of all, the character called Christmas Rupee. Okay, so what is Christmas Rupee? Well, let's see, where can you get the info? Okay, so this character here, okay, this character is called Rupee, Winter Rupee or something like that. Okay, or many people say it as Christmas Rupee. Well, that is not the importance. The importance is many YouTuber hyped this character to be extremely good in many different ways, like either damage wise or either shield wise or defender wise, whatever it is called. But that is actually not the case after getting this character. So many of the people in the unofficial Discord server were saying that they regret getting uh, this character, or they regret uh, spending $200, okay, on this character. So the question remains, what can you do to actually prevent such problem from happening in the future? Well, that is the main reason why I am making this video. So because there are a lot of characters here, we often rely on an external source of information, and one of those external source is going to be tier list. Okay, now where is the best tier list website in this, sorry, about this game? So one of the best website that I have found regarding Nikke is going to be uh pride uh Pridewin, Pridewin.gg. So when you come to this website called Pridewin.gg, enter this Nikke, and once you do that, enter the tier list. Now, this tier list is made up in the following manner, such as it is gonna show up like this, but I highly suggest that you click this one. Okay, now once you have clicked this one, you will see that the character has been arranged in a particular manner, like which one can do the maximum of benefit either as a support or DPS. Okay, that is basically how their ranking goes. And the question remains is, okay, if that is how their ranking goes, how do I know which one is the best? Obviously it is written here on the side, S rank, double S rank, triple S rank. That is basically how you are going to be able to know which one is the strongest and which one is the least strongest. Okay, now out of all of this character, you'll see that some character has a burst cooldown of 20 seconds. As you can see here, this one has 20 second of burst cooldown, and this one has a burst cooldown of 60 seconds, and some of them even have a burst cooldown of 40 seconds. Now when it comes to DPS, especially burst 3, having a burst cooldown of 40 seconds is not a problematic thing, because by the time you went from burst 1 to 2, burst 3, there are gonna be 3 options in the burst 3. What will happen is, as one of them gets activated in the next burst 3, another character will activate their burst. Okay, so that is basically how the burst system works in burst 3. But when it comes to burst 1 and 2, obviously the shortest the time it takes for their cooldown, the better it is. So in this manner, there are total 2 lists which I highly suggest, which I have edited. Okay, now here is the first one. This first one is called pure DPS set. Now what do I mean by pure DPS set? Pure DPS set, as in they will do pure damage. Their healing capabilities are not going to be that good. Their overall survivability is also not going to be very good, but in terms of damage they are going to be extremely good. So from that point of perspective, there is this character here called Litter. This character is called Dola. Okay, these two are going to be the main support for the pure DPS, okay, and these are gonna be the main DPS as SS rank. Now the question remains is, okay, if these four, sorry, yeah, if these four such as Alice, Drake, Privity, and Sugar are considered as main DPS, then the question remains is, what about these three? Well, the thing is, when it comes to pulling for a certain character, you can basically increase your chance of getting those certain character if you were to do the following thing. What are the following things that you can do? Well, if you go to this guide section and go to this wishlist tip, you will see that after 40 pulls you will unlock this, and what happens afterwards is that you will be able to choose which character you should be getting, and after you do every 10 pulls there is a high possibility of you getting one of these character. So according to this pridewen.gg, it is recommend that you try to get Privity. It is recommend that you try to get Litter. It is recommended that you get Pepper and Drake, and from this data group it is better that you try to get Dola and Sugar and Alice. So these are the character that you should try to aim for when you are trying to select any of the character from this selection section, okay. So from that place you can basically select which type of character you should be getting, and your chances of getting them is gonna be extremely high. But also at the same time, another problem is, if you were to see these three here, this one is maybe called uh what was her name, okay, let me check. Okay, this one is called Haran, this one is called Scarlet, and this one is called Snow White. The problem with these three is, even though they are the best in terms of DPS, the only problem is you cannot select when you are gonna be able to get them. They just gonna be coming randomly. Their percentage, the percentage of you actually getting these three character is gonna be extremely low. Because of that reason, it is mostly recommended by me that you do not try to aim for this character here, rather you try to aim for this SS rank character here, okay. So this is one where it is pure DPS. Now let's talk about survivability plus DPS, okay. Now when it comes to survivability plus DPS, obviously you are losing a certain amount of DPS, okay. And where does the survivability comes from? The survivability of this group purely comes from Pepper, Dola, and Alice, Drake, Privity, and Sugar. The question remains is, okay, the set is almost the similar, except the only one difference is, instead of Litter there is Pepper. Yes, Pepper is gonna be the main difference in this group. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. By the time all of these bursts ends and a new burst starts, most of the time what happens is the character which has a cooldown of 40 seconds, they are gonna take an extra 17 to 18 second cooldown, okay, after all of the burst sequence are done. So what can you do when the burst sequence reappears? Obviously you need a character that has a cooldown of 20 seconds. So from that point of perspective, Pepper, the character called Pepper, has capable of doing team healing, okay, and can do the maximum amount of damage as a healer, okay. And other than that, she has also the ability to do the maximum amount of healing within the shortest period of time. So from that point of perspective, if you were to have Pepper, the character called Pepper, on your team, that alone, or this character alone, is going to be capable of making your uh what should I call it, making your entire uh line of offense or defense, whatever you call it, into a survivability group, okay. So that is the reason why I highly suggest that you, when it comes to survivability, use Pepper, and if you are looking for pure DPS, go for Litter. That is gonna be the only difference, okay. So anyway, the reason why I made this video, I stated it at the beginning, that many people try to go for this winter rupee, but winter rupee is not that much good. As a result, people who actually pull for this character saying that they regret getting this character. Now I am one of those players who doesn't actually overhype the situation, rather talks from a perspective as a free to play player, because as a free to play player my options is so limited that I had to overthink what I should be doing and what I should not be doing, which character I should be pulling for and not pulling for, because the resource is extremely limited. And from that point of perspective, every decision I make must need to be considered as final decision, because I cannot go back. I don't have enough money, and even if I were to have money, if I do not make my thinking capabilities of as a free to play player very extremely precise, then what will happen is I'll keep on making stupid mistakes, and at the end of the day is gonna regret of spending way too much money in this game. Okay, so anyway, those of you who find this video very interesting regarding of which type of character you should be pulling for in this recruit ordinary recruit system, then use the topic which I just told you, and then you should be able to get the maximum amount of damage dealing as possible. Okay, for example, the character which I do not have is Pepper and Alice, and that is the main reason why I have selected these two. I have selected Drake as well because I need to upgrade Drake to triple star. So that's the main reason why I have selected this group. Other than that, I have selected the rest of the others for the purpose of collection only. So when it comes to me playing this game, it is more like tier list first, and then going for the what should I call it, and then going for the waifu collection. Okay, so yeah, that is gonna be it. If you like this video, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Thank you and see you again next time.